What's up, Kings Nation? Zavi here, and today I'm bringing you your weekly predictions for week 3. But before we do that, we have to go back to week 2, see how many we got right and how many we got wrong. So let's go ahead and hop right into it. And my bad for this video going up right before the Thursday night game, but I was busy. So let's get it. Texans versus the Bengals. We picked the Texans to win, and they pulled it off. Browns versus the Ravens. We picked the Browns for the upset, and I'm never picking the Browns again. Bears versus the Bucks. We picked the Bears for the upset. They did not. Vikings versus the Steelers. We picked the Vikings. They did not. Patriots versus the Saints. We picked the Patriots, and they indeed didn't win. Eagles versus the Chiefs. We picked the Chiefs to win, and they barely pulled it off. Titans versus the Jaguars. The Titans won, and we got that one correct. Cardinals versus the Colts. It was a close game, but the Cardinals managed to pull it out. Bills versus the Panthers. Another close game with no touchdowns, but the Panthers pulled it off, so we got that one correct. Jets versus the 49ers. This one in the beginning was looking like a good game, but then it just turned around. Raiders ended up winning, so we got that one correct. Chargers versus the Dolphins was a very close game, and my Chargers couldn't do it. 49ers versus the Seahawks. The Seahawks actually struggled with the 49ers and almost lost, but they didn't. So we got that one correct. Redskins versus the Rams. I told you the Rams were a fluke. So we got that one correct. Cowboys versus the Broncos. Cowboys got absolutely destroyed, so we got that one wrong. Packers versus the Falcons. We picked the Falcons to win. That was indeed correct. And Lions versus the Giants. We picked the Giants to win, but the Lions won, so we got that one correct the second time. And I should never second guess myself. So let's go ahead and count up how many I got right, how many I got wrong. So this week we went 10-6 for an overall record of 16-14. So let's go ahead and move on to week 3, and let's get it. So this Thursday night game is the battle of garbage, but oh, my bad guys, my bad, wrong Flomia. So let's go ahead and see if there's any easy games of the week. So right off the bat, this Jets versus Dolphins game, that should be the easy W for the Dolphins. Broncos versus the Bills should be an easy game. Steelers versus the Bears should be an easy game. And Patriots versus the Texans should be an easy game. And the Packers versus the Bengals. Now, the reason why the Dolphins versus the Jets is an easy game, because as I said before and keep saying every week so far, the Jets don't know what they're doing with their defense or their offense. And the Dolphins actually have something they want to do for this season. Broncos versus the Bills. The reason I said the Broncos is because the defense on the Broncos is actually looking nice. Like that 2016 defense that got them to that Super Bowl and the win. So that's great. And Steelers versus the Bears, the way the Bears played last week, it made it look like week 1 was just a fluke. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Steelers on this one. Texans versus the Patriots. The Texans lost to the Jaguars, got blown out by the Jaguars, and barely beat the Bengals. So this should be an easy game for the Patriots. And Packers versus the Bengals. The Bengals lost to the Texans and got blown out week 1 by the Ravens. So this should be a temporarily easy game for the Packers. Now, let's go ahead and hop into this Thursday night game. Rams versus the 49ers. Now, the 49ers did almost beat the Seahawks, and the Rams almost won last week too. But over an overall scheme of things, I'm going to have to go with the Rams here because they have more going for themselves than the 49ers. Ravens versus the Jaguars. I kind of want to go with the Jaguars on this one, but the way the Ravens have been playing, I have to go with them on this one. Colts versus the Browns. Now this one could honestly go each way because both teams are doing weird, not weird things, but they're taking their own path. The Colts made Jacoby the starter over Scott, which is why they almost won last week. And the Browns, I don't know how they did last week, but I know they almost won too. But if I had to pick one, I say Jacoby Brissett's going to get his first win this week. Eagles versus the Giants. This one's simple after seeing that Giants offense last week. There's nothing going for them, and the way the Eagles are playing, I'm going to have to give this one to the Eagles. Panthers versus the Saints. This one is another 50-50, but I'm going to give this one to the Panthers just because the Saints don't have a defense. Falcons versus the Lions. This one could go, this one is 75-25, so obviously I'm going to go with the Falcons. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Lions win, and Lions fans don't hate me because I'm going against y'all 3 weeks in a row. So, yeah, there's that. Bucks versus the Vikings. After seeing that Viking squad last week, I'm going to have to go with the Buccaneers here just because I think they're on a tear with the way they played in their week 1. Seahawks versus the Titans. After seeing the Seahawks struggle against the 49ers, I'm going to have to give this one to the Titans, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Seahawks managed to win. Chiefs versus the Chargers. Obviously, I'm going with the Chargers because I'm biased. But, you know, this game could go anyway. It all depends on when the Chargers decide to show up in the game. Raiders versus the Redskins. I hate to do this, but I'm going to have to go with the Raiders just because the Redskins are a little too iffy right now. And the same thing goes for this Monday night game. 50-50 split because as we've seen, the Cowboys got exposed by the Broncos. And the Cardinals almost... Yeah, the Cardinals are just despicable right now. But 50-50 toss-up, I want to pick the Cardinals so bad, right? You know what? Yes, I'm going to go with the Cardinals over the Cowboys just because of last week's showcase. And now I'm going to do a new type of fantasy sits and starts because instead of just listing all the people I would start, I'm going to go by position for those of you that play DraftKings and all that. So, let's get it. QBs I would start this week is definitely Jay Cutler, Cam Newton, Ben Roethlisberger, Jameis, especially Tom, and Aaron Rodgers. Those are the QBs I would start for this week. Running backs I would start for this week. Let's see. Jay Ajayi, C.J. Anderson, Christian McCaffrey, Devonta Freeman, Mike Grizzly, and Leonard Fournette. Those are all the running backs I would start this week. Wide receiver rise, start, let's see. Eagles, Alshon Jeffrey. Dolphins, I don't really know. Steelers, Antonio Brown. Julio, Mohammed, Mike Evans, Chris Hogan, I think that's his name. Danny Amendola, Jordy, Devontae Adams, Keenan, Michael Crabtree, and Amari. And that's all the receivers for the week. Now, tight ends. Tight ends I would start is definitely Gronk. Actually, that's the only tight end I know of. Oh, Hunter Henry, Antonio Gates, and Delaney Walker. And Austin Hooper. Those are the tight ends I would start this week. Defenses I would most definitely start is the Dolphins, Broncos, Ravens, Rams, and Raiders. Those are the defense I will start for this week. And that has been the weekly predictions with the fantasy starts. As always, hope this series is helping you guys win your league, money, or whatever you're using this video for. If you're just coming here to see if my predictions match yours, that's fine. But as always, if you have anything different from mine, please feel free to leave it in the comment section and tell me why you feel that way. But as always, hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.